Test, 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 test. Testing, testing. Testing, testing. Testing. I need a song for sound test. I don't know. No, that's a terrible idea. I might get copyrighted. Okay, literally free to use music. Test, 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 test. Test, 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 test. Testing, testing, testing. Testing, testing, testing. Too loud. Testing, testing, testing. Testing, testing, testing. Testing. Testing, testing, testing. Testing, testing, testing. Test, test, test. Okay, I think that works. Okay. I think right about here. As long as I don't overspeak, talk too loud. I don't think I'll have any pops. I'm okay. Gotta reposition my mic. So I'm closer to my keyboard. Yeah, that seems natural. All right. So, good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are in the world. If you're watching this on YouTube or if you're watching this live, thank you for showing up. As the title says, we will be looking how to make throws, multi-button inputs, and custom character timers in 2D Fighter Maker 2nd. So, starting out with the simplest one, we will just follow the title and we will make a throw. Now, last time we did make a throw, but it was kind of a botched tutorial because I just wanted to get the point across on how to make a throw, and I did it the way I did it for all my characters back when I was still new to 2D Fighter Maker 2nd, which was via attack hits. To prevent it from grabbing into air on the attack, I put no sky decision, or no sky detection depending on how your client is translated. Now, while this effectively works, the one thing that a lot of people don't consider is what happens if there's a projectile, which I have done in, I think, maybe 2 streams ago or whatever, that if there is an object, they can grab the object, and then the grab will still initiate, and the opponent will teleport to them, which is not what we want. So, we're going to redo this grab with the proper detect skill, which is while throw do. So, I could just botch this up again and take the lazy route and simply change this and look, we're done. But we're not going to do that. So let's leave that on attack hits. And we will do add skill, throw, and we will call this throw start. Okay. So I want to use this image because I know that if I go into my sources, this for some reason does not have any throw graphics, and I don't understand why, because a throw is a staple of any character. So I know I reused this, and it's clearly an uppercut, but there's no throw sprite that I can use. There's a Tatsu, there's a Hadouken, there's a kick. Going on defense, view, large icons. Here are all the hit detections. So here we got blocks, air blocks, crouch hits, crouch block, and all that. There's no actual throw animation. So I will recycle this, but I covered how to upload a picture before, so just a quick review. Oops, not there. Find whatever picture you're looking for. In my case, it's in this USB drive. Make sure it's a BMP file, because only BMP files will work in a 2D Fighter Maker. Upload. Draw the square. Make sure you have a solid background. And hit one of the news, or copy. Copies your current image over whatever you have highlighted. So since it's the same image, actually I'll do the different image just for demonstration purposes. Copy, changes the image. Let's copy it back. All right, so now that we got that taken care of, first thing we want is our image. So in this case, we're using this. We are recycling this image. So that is our throw. Yeah, it's going to be a 1 picture throw, but again, not much we can do. All right. So here's our recovery frame, and now we have our throw animation. Well, sort of. The reason, if you recall, last time I was doing a super armor fix, that's why there are multiple images. So I will assume that not everyone's game has super armor, so I will make this throw the traditional sense. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then recover. So 6 frames. We will make this 6 frames. Okay. So the next thing we need to do is give him his defense boxes, which, again, I will not redraw, but I will do a quick review. So we all know that we can just right click, where is it, defense frame, add defense frame, and we can draw whatever box, doing throwing, doing and striking, doing whatever. What a lot of people don't realize is what this M number does, and it allows you to have unique detect boxes. So if we do the first one at 0, the second it hits this one overtakes it. But we want 2 boxes, or rather, let's demonstrate it. I'm going to move this box up here. So we have this box down here, but since there's nothing in between, this box automatically overtakes it. As you can see, that's the only one. So if we want to have 2, we change this to 1. And now we can have 2 detect boxes. So we will exploit that and copy over this one. And now we have a unique detect box. We're not done yet though, because after he lunges forward, he comes back and now we have dead space, and we don't want that dead space. So now we need to redo the detect boxes. And we have to delete the second one. So this one, if it didn't exist, take it out real quick. As you can see, the blue, the darker blue box stays. We don't want that. We will take an empty defense box. You can see there's no box drawn here. We got 0, 0, 0. Everything's turned off, but we have it at 1. That effectively deletes this one. So when he snaps back into place, there's no floating box. Okay. So next thing we need is a attack box. Or in this case, we will be using an attack box as a detect box. So again, nothing new here. We're going to, if I was to do this new, it's not there. We would do an attack frame, draw this over wherever, and since it's a grab, grabs can't be blocked, and they can't grab in the air usually. So you would take those 2 off. And while guarding. So some people can do grabs out of their guard, which if you have a input grab, then how can I explain this? In Street Fighter 4, grabs were 2 button inputs. So if you were holding down back, which is the block, you can grab. That's what this while guard does. So you can turn that on. It won't affect you too much, but I highly recommend it. You do not need a reaction for this, so we will omit that. Now I'm going to delete this and I'm going to replace it with the grab block that I already have, just so we have consistency. Alright, so now we have our grab, and we're almost done. The last thing we need to do, just like the defense boxes, is delete the attack box. Because as you can see, when he leans back, the red box remains. So how do we do that? We just make an attack frame with nothing in it. Delete the reaction, and it's done. So that's all the groundwork. He has his attack, he has his hurt boxes, he has his lunge, and all that. Now to finally make this a grab, at the very beginning, at least before the first image frame, you need a detect skill, a condition for detect skill. And we're going to go to while throw do. Just like attack hits or whatever. While throw do. Excuse me, I gotta sneeze. Oh, and I sneezed. Pardon me. So while throw do is basically it will turn this into a throw. It will work in conjunction with these, striking, doing, throwing. And that's what we want. If it was just attack hits, well, attack hits works as long as doing is ticked off. Whereas while throw do only works if throwing is ticked off. And when if you recall, when we made our jumps, or jump animations, we have doing checked off because they can get hit. Over here, doing and striking, so they have a solid box and a way to get hit. But they don't have throw ticked off. The only reason why throws didn't hit it before is because I put no sky detection. However, if I kept it as attack hits and turned off no sky detection, it will grab them. Whereas if I made this while throw do, because this is not ticked. Even if I have no sky detection not ticked off, it will not grab them because it is literally detecting a grab, not an attack. And that's the important thing to take away from here. It is just a slight change in the detect skill, because I literally made the same exact thing. But it is important to understand to separate your attacks properly. Organization is key in any game design. I cannot say that enough. I cannot stress that enough. So, we have while throw do. Now we just need to go to our throw attack, which is right here. I believe I recycled it. Yeah, I did. It's just a punch, right? Yeah, it's just a punch. Oops. So we're gonna keep that. You make the throw animation just like any other throw. I'm sorry, not the throw animation. You make the throw attack just like any other attack. So the only difference is if you want to manipulate it, you have to use either in-game script. No, not that. Common images, which I said I never got working. Hopefully I can make a proper tutorial of that one day. Or my preferred way, because it was easier and it keeps everything contained within the character, RPs, which I believe is, here we go, change skill. This manipulates your opponent. So usually I would take the throw animation and I would line it up with this thick set of lines. So what will happen when we go to this attack is the opponent will automatically teleport here. So why don't we go to commands, find our throw, and we're going to replace throw initiate into throw start, which is B. We're going to save, test play, stickman, player, and infinite timer. Hit full screen. Press F1. Alright, so oh, I'm pressing the wrong button, that's why. As you can see at the top, it says throw start. Now I'm mashing it instead of throw initiate, so that is our new one. You can see he grabs and just punches him. And if you look carefully at the top, it says throw attack, which is what we want. And if our guy jumps in the air, as you can see, he cannot be grabbed, which is what we want. Oops, he landed. Alright. So that is how you make a proper throw in 2D Fighter Maker. Now, for the next thing, we will make this throw a 2-button input. Now, you're probably thinking, well, don't you just add another button like that? Well, no, for some unknown reason. And I cannot explain why. It has been discussed in 2D Fighter, in our 2D Fighter Maker Discord, which you can see if you go down below. There's a link to the Discord, and if you go to my YouTube channel, there's a link to below in my description. You can't do 2-button inputs. Oh, I'm at the Japanese client. You can't do 2-button inputs normally. You have to do a workaround. Now the workaround works perfectly. It's just, it's not intuitive. If you could have figured it out just by clicking like I did. But let's get to it. Actually, first let's save and let's close down the Japanese client so we're all speaking the same language. I think it's this one. Nope, I opened the same thing. Okay. We want new version. There we go. All right, now we're all in the same place. And our throw is still there. Throw attack. Okay. So, first off, we need to remember our priorities. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee. Much better. We need to remember our priorities. A 2-button attack is technically more complicated than a 1-button attack. So, we can no longer have this throw down here. If we do this, we can't have this down here. The list won't read correctly. So, first off, we're going to take weak stand, take that off, and just make it 1 button. Alright. And we're going to... I could have sworn there was a way to drop and drag it, but it is escaping me at the moment. We're going to add new command. We'll call it throw. And the name is being used. Duh. We're going to delete throw. Yes. Add command. Throw. 20 seems to be appropriate for me. Choose whatever command time you want. So for standing, we will find throw, start. I will find it at some point. Throw, start. That's because I have it in the wrong place. I have this little thing right here saying attacks, and it's not under attacks. Good job, me. And throw, start. Okay. So, originally this was B for throw, but let's go with Street Fighter and do both lights. So that would be A and D. Now, what happens here is that's not gonna work for some unknown profound reason. And that's provided that I picked the 2 buttons, which I'm pretty sure I did. So, okay. Wait, quick review. A is the Persona button, which is what you just saw, where he Hadoukens a puppet. And D is his weak punch. So, Persona. And D is weak punch. As I am mashing and the throw is coming out sometimes, as you can see, but it's not consistent. This is me mashing. I'm not randomly pressing D. We don't want that. Oh, there goes the Persona. So, a simple fix when we go here. And this is just what I came up with. There probably is a better way, but this is the only one I got consistent results with, is putting on hold. So what this effectively does is you need to hold down this input for this amount of frames. So if we go file, save, and now I'm gonna, there you go. So I'm only holding down the button, but we don't want that. We want it to come out the second we press the button. So I will turn this to 1. So you only need to hold it for 1 frame in order for this input to go. Getting a little better. I don't understand why it's actually I pretty much do understand why it's superseding, because the inputs are similar. But see if we can get this perfect. Whoops. Let's try repeat. Maybe it was repeat. I'm pretty sure it was hold though. Yeah, it's hold. Okay. So. Oh. Oops. Wrong button. We're getting a little closer. So when I did this in the Discord, I had an input, a motion included in it. And that gave me consistent results doing this method. However, it seems that when it's just a singular input, it seems to screw around with a few things. So let's think about this for a second. Because remember, the point of this is to learn. I'm very confused why. I mean, I'm sure if I do that. No, I'm still getting light punch. I'm very confused why that. I'm pretty sure I have the... Oops, wrong thing. Okay, hold on. Let me check if I have my priority list correct. The more complicated stuff goes to the top. Yes. This is technically more complicated. Yes. Wow, I feel like an asshole right now because I wrote this in confidence in Discord and people said, yes, this works on Discord. So I don't understand why all of a sudden now it's not working. Like, here is my old work right here. All I need to do is make that down. Down, forward, DE, hold, 1 frame. Like, I know it's gonna work now because I have it disabled. Oops, hold. Save, test play, okay. Oh, too much input time. Maybe that's the issue, too much input time. That might have been the issue now that I think about it. No, that wasn't the issue. No, it doesn't work. That's not what we want. Okay, first off, I discovered one issue. The fact that by me pressing it as hold, you don't want to put it at the start because I can just hold down the button and it works. I'm just holding down the button, which is not what we want. So we have a different issue here. That's probably one of the reasons why it's not working. So we need to have some kind of gap. Yeah, that's not working. Because all I'm doing is holding the button, which is not what we want. It doesn't work for an input in a motion because the motion is our interrupt. We don't have an interrupt here. We need to make sure that there's something in this first block to stop it from repeating like that. And I didn't realize it until this very second. So while this hold for one frame solves the two button thing, I didn't realize that there's a repeat issue here because there's nothing to stop it. Like even returning from to neutral, that only works as if they're not holding still. If you do a neutral, raw neutral grab, this will go, and then they can just constantly repeat it again. And it's not mashing; it's holding the button, which is not what you want. I mean, it's a little consistent, but that's not what we want either. I'm actually stumped as I hit my microphone. Let me relock that. Okay. I didn't expect this issue to arise, but it's a good thing, so I can use this to reference some findings later on. I don't know what to tell. I don't know what to tell you. I'll just cut this part out of for tutorial videos because I know a lot of people are looking forward to this one, but there are just actually more issues arising. Yeah, it works with an input, but it doesn't seem to work with just going from neutral to two button grabs. The hold makes it come out, but one, for some unknown reason, having it at a higher priority doesn't well, actually, what if we did this? I know he has a crouch attack. Crouch. Or weak attack. File. Save. This is just a guess. Nope. Didn't work. Okay. I mean, I can mash it out, but I can also hold the button. So, yeah, still not working. I thought lowering it on the priority list would fix it, but no, can't even get that working. So what's actually happening here is, yeah, this method works, but only with an input. So if I make this all an input motion, a motion, I'm sorry, not an input, because it is an input. If I make this a Hadouken motion, it'll work, because the Hadouken makes it completely different than Weak Punch. I only made it 10 frames. There we go. Apparently I can't do this properly. Oops. And even then, the weak punch is still coming out. I honestly do not know. Let me do something on one of my other characters real quick. Because on my game, I made all inputs different. No, he's screwed up. I can't do that. Never mind. I'll experiment on my own time. I've been on this, I've been trying to figure this out for 20 minutes now, and this isn't the point of the stream to watch me figure things out. I mean, it is the point of the stream, but today's not the point. That is not the point. It's to learn. And for some reason, this multi-button thing is just not cooperating. I know I got it working consistently, but yeah, now it just doesn't want to work. Wait, I think I know. Okay, hold on. This is what I mean about manipulating things a little bit. We're gonna make that hold, we're gonna make that. We're gonna make that repeat for that, I guess. See if this works. Oops, no, not there. Yeah, that wouldn't work either. But we did it at the end instead of the start. Nope. Okay, yep, I don't know. I am stumped. I will have to do this on my own time because for some unknown reason I can't figure out why 2-button inputs are screwing up with me. I had it working on Weekstand and there was a video, and this is going to be a video so I'll review it, but I don't know why 2-button inputs are screwing up. So I'm just going to change this into single button, which was B before, and I'm gonna leave it at that. So wow, that was a waste of my 30 minutes. I am sorry to whoever is watching this, YouTube or Twitch. All right, so let's do a custom counter. So in order to do a custom counter, obviously you need to use variables, and this menu is kinda underneath. There we go. That's better. So we did a custom timer for the barrel, or not the barrel, super armor. That was it. Where is super armor? Here we go. Our super armor. By using variables, we are going to use the same property, but we're going to do a timer that everybody can relate to. So we're going to add an object and we're going to call it timer. Now this is a timer for, like, let's say the person gets like a buff and you want it to last like 3 seconds, 2 seconds, or whatever. For simplicity's sake, I'm gonna make it last 3 seconds because I don't want to upload a bunch of numbers. So we're going to go to our graphics, we're going to go to text, and we're going to go here. We have some numbers. So we got number 3. Number 2, number 1. Now what I'm about to do can be changed and manipulated for any amount. You just need to add more images. So traditionally timers act in seconds, but in actuality you don't want to do 100 for each image. Because if you have some time stop, unless this is linked directly to your character, this will not happen properly. Because this will always move no matter what. So we need a variable. Because the other thing is the variable will help link this to the character itself. So let's do speed times 2. We're gonna do, let's finish the timer first, I'm sorry. Okay, so we're gonna add a condition fork variable, and let's review what variables we used. P, O, A. I'm gonna say character variable B, because I don't think that's being taken. So first off, we're going to reset it in case there was like some kind of interruption. That's our failsafe. Replace it back to 0. Now, the variable will constantly add 1. Not there, I'm sorry. 1. To character variable B, as in boy. Then it will go to this image. Now we're going to add a loop. Go to skill. And Dark Falls Luther is attacking in about 15 minutes. If you're playing PSO and you're watching this, Dark Falls Luther is about to attack in 15 minutes. And then we're going to loop to that variable. Now, at the end of this, right after this, before this image, we'll add one more variable. If the number is the same, so when character variable B turns to 100, it's the same. It will move after the loop. So the reason why we're doing this in 1 frame per second is because if for whatever reason time freezes, you can redirect it. So you would add a 4th variable right here. It's going to be a variable check, and you would do add new skill, timer freeze, and you would literally duplicate it. So let's say our time freeze was system variable. I know in my game it's system variable H, or G, whatever. And it's the same when this turns to 1, you would put it on to time freeze. Now, obviously, these are 3 different numbers. So you would take your number like that, script movement, go to skill, and you would loop it on that image. Now, between the image and this go to skill, you need another script movement variable. Take your system variable again, which is G. It's the same. It goes back to 0, meaning time has restored. You would go straight back to the image, or right after your check. And then because system variable B is different than H, that will continue right off where it is. So if it stopped at 1.5 seconds, it will come back at 1.5 seconds. Now, you do this for all your images. You would go copy, oh no, I'm sorry, not there. Copy, paste. You would copy this system variable over for ease. Then you would redirect it to the number 2, like that. And I'm going to copy this over just for ease. Or you can right click, there is no issue, and loop it here. On here, on the number 2, you would add a condition fork variable, system variable G again. It's the same, make it 1, and loop it over here. So now if your loop is on the number 2, it will freeze and go to this number 2, which we got to make 1 frame. All right, now that's just to demonstrate the freeze. I'm not going to continue on that because I don't have a freeze system. So we're going to go add our loop. No, we need a variable check. So after the variable here hits 100, we needed to go to condition fork, variable, system character variable B, add 1. Condition fork, variable, character variable B. If it's the same, we now need 200 because we didn't reset. And we're going to go to the 3 image. There's our freeze. And now we go here, contain it within a loop, and then that part's done. Now we just got to do all that again for, what do we call it? The 1 image. Now at this point, I'm going to copy and paste. There we go. Now we're just going to redo whatever we need to redirect. So character variable B, that says the same because we need to add. This now needs to be 300. And if it's the same, that's your freeze. Oh, we are missing 1 more in both of these. No, we're not. I don't think we are. Maybe I'm lying. Add. It's 300 redirects. Yeah, nope, I was wrong. Okay, and now this loop loops here at the beginning of the 1 variable. Now finally, when we want it to end, we have this end skill here. Let's take a random image, which will be this. I'm going to do a condition fork variable, character variable B, replace to 0 because it is all over. And then we're going to do a color modification, make things invisible. This is weird. Ooh, I don't understand why the number is not changing. I'm having a whole bunch of weird issues today, aren't I? Hmm. I wonder if I did this on a custom color palette. I did not. Oh, I didn't know that. Delete all images that are not in use. I'm gonna do that. That helps with organization. I'm gonna open up my game right after that and do that. But oh wait, I know the issue. I know the issue. I know the issue. I am dumb. Because you will only see the color modification during animation states. So, oops, wrong way. To make this invisible. Yep. Okay. We're gonna hit delete. I knew I knew how to do this. There's a reason why people in Discord trust me when I'm teaching. Alright. So now we got 3, 2, 1, disappear. So I'm not worried about the freeze system because I don't have that implemented, so it's looking for system variable G to be 1, but it will never activate. So, you know, if I ever add it, okay, that's fine. Put it there. This loop to there. Okay. If I ever add it, that system is in place. All right, so we have our custom timer. For 3 seconds, this will, whatchamacallit, this will appear and do a timer. So let's do... We're going to go to attacks, add new skill, super speed, give the guy an animation, we'll give him a new one, graphics, character, attack, let's give him this different looking uppercut as his animation. New. Oops, put that in the wrong order, but that's fine. Kind of like he raises his arm in triumph. So let's line it up in a general sense because I'm anal like that. Okay, that's good. Good enough for me. Whoops. That's good enough. All right, so in order to make this super speed, we do it just like a... Well, I guess not. It's not just like a super. But we will give him a defense frame. Just like so. He can be grabbed out of it. And second defense frame. Just like that. Alright. Let's make it interruptible. So we'll do a condition fork variable. And we're going to do character variable C. You'll see where I'm going with this in a second, and that was not a pun. So we're going to do replace 0 just to reset. And condition fork variable. character variable C, it's going to be replace 1. Now we're going to go to our timer. At the last point of the timer, condition for variable, character variable C, replace back to, no, not add, replace back to 0. So when the timer ends, it will reset the super speed to 0. Now how do we make super speed? Well, we're just going to do walk forward and walk backwards. Copy the skill, paste. I'm sorry, that is incorrect. Control Z does not work. Okay, delete, 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 and delete. I meant to do add new skill, forward walk X2, back walk X2 for 2 times speed. So forward, copy. Now his current speed is 3, we will make it 6, which as you can see is moving a lot faster. And backwards, copy and paste. Now what we will do is variable, character variable C, if it's activated, it's the same as 1, it will go to here. Copy, paste, and we will do back walk. Save, and then we'll go to commands, and we'll make this a 1 button thing. Oh, I made strong attack and counter the same thing. Interesting. A. That's B. E is not taken, so we will make it E. Super speed. I'm gonna do letter E. Super speed. And super speed. Where is super speed? There it is. Oh, there's one more thing I forgot to do. So because we don't want him to keep his super speed like it runs out while he's in super speed, we're going to add variables in between each of this to check. Copy. 1 right at the start. If it's 0, it will go back to here. Copy. Paste. Paste. Now we don't want him to flicker, so we're going to put it in between with the corresponding frames. And that should theoretically fix it. Oh, no, it won't. We also need to put the movement speed. No, we have to put the movement speed. So go to the movement speed before the frame, and that should reset it. Let's see if I'm right. Okay. Oh. You know why that's not working? I also forgot to add the timer. So add object generation. We're gonna do unconditional. Pick XY. We'll make it appear down here in the bottom left. Out. And timer. File. Save. Okay, super speed. There's his timer in the bottom left. And it didn't reset. Let's troubleshoot real quick. Say, Did I put the wrong variable? No. Oh, I guess I just picked a bad skill to do it. Man, I am having a bad day today. So what's happening here is even what was working on my mind was every time it would go to these bold skills, or for a walk, it will redirect to the ×2 skill that I have. Well, it is, except forward works in neutral. So what would happen is, it would go to this when I press forward, and it would read the variable, and it would say, hey, it's not the same. You have a variable check here. So it would go to forward walk ×2. Then it would go here and play it. But then because forward is a hard-coded skill, it would come back to here because that's what it's actually looking for. It doesn't actually check. I think I have to add a variable check between all of these to make it work. And I'm not gonna, I think I have an idea how to do that, but I don't know if it's gonna work perfectly. I'd have to experiment on my own. So, wow, this was a terrible stream. This is what happens when I don't plan. Alright, so I still will upload this to YouTube, and I apologize. I didn't really plan this out. I got lost in time, lost in the sauce, as a lot of people are putting it as of late. I apologize. I don't know what else to say, but please, if you are interested in game creation, please join our Discord via the link below. It will be, if there's on YouTube, the description below. I hope you learned something from this, because a lot of the things I did is applicable. It's just I couldn't get it to work in my application. I will revisit this and I will upload this. The only thing I can actually take from this and cut into a tutorial video is to throw, because it's the only thing that worked. I know that I know I can get a proof of concept. I have a proof of concept with what I was doing, but I don't know if I can get it to work right this second. But again, I apologize. I didn't plan this out properly. That's on me. Other than that, have a good day. Be safe, especially at this time, these trying times. And I hope wherever you are able to enjoy your life. Oh, and last housekeeping, there is a community event going on in my Discord. All you have to do is join, and all you have to do is create something game design related. So it can be a character for a game, it could be character concept art, it could be sprite sheets, it could be anything, as long as it's game related, and it cannot be a full game. So you cannot turn in a full 2D Fighter Maker game. You can turn in one full 2D Fighter Maker character, but not a full game. I understand that you need to test the character so you can make a game in 2D Fighter Maker and test the character, but once you're done, you can only give me the character file. I will upload the character file, and when a character file uploads, it uploads all of the things it needs. So I will upload it in its own empty game, so that way I can test it and make sure it works. And even if it doesn't work, I'll be able to see that you guys did a lot of effort by making a full character. So keep that in mind. We will judge on effort. Yes, we will judge on cleanliness and how it looks and all that. We will judge on that. But because some people have more experience than others, we were also going to judge on how much effort was put in. If you do nothing but stick figures for concept art, or not concept art, concept frames, so like you're drawing out the frames of an attack, but you do like 100 frames and it's hand drawn, we can tell you put a lot of effort into this, even if it's a stick figure. Sure, you're going to get points knocked off for only doing a stick figure, but you're going to get a lot of points back because you put so much effort into it. And hand drawing something is a lot harder than doing something on a computer. It just is. So keep that in mind. Please join the Discord, join the contest. The prize is a free RPG Maker MV. Nope. The prize is a free RPG Maker VX Ace key. So that's all for my announcements. I hope you have a good day, and thanks for watching.